Yo, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy Ben Mahari here, representing Mahari Nation Sports Podcast. Much love to the entire LDBC and the entire basketball community. If you want more basketball content, tune in to Basketball Conversations every Friday night, 9 p.m. Central Time. It was where we discuss basketball-related topics, news, debates, and everything else in the world of basketball. Also, good news. We're only 3 subscribers away from the big 900, which means we're about 100 away from the big 1,000, you guys. So we're getting this big push here, guys. So let's continue to keep on pushing and keep sharing my videos to the social media, so that way the videos get out to the public, so people can jump on board. All right. Just want to let y'all know the good news on that. So, with that being said, let's get to the subject in hand here. So, I was listening in to Ticket TV's live stream yesterday, and I wanted to do a video about this, but I forgot to do so because I needed more time to think about this. And it's about this situation. Are the Clippers looking to break up this team despite what happened this year? Okay. Now, what do you say? What are the things that you would be asking about? Well, Bill, are you sure about this? Where did you get this information from? Well, here's the thing: was reading on ClutchPoints.com and read through an article from the Athletic, and it the Athletic basically did a pretty much, you could call it a survey of some kind, with 20 sports agents, who basically are anonymous, obviously, and they all talked about how, you know the perception about what the Clippers were going through throughout the entire season. And according to a few of them, one of them pretty much talked about how, that he heard that the Clippers are going to try to break up the roster, which sounded pretty asinine if you really think about it. But considering what happened in the playoffs this year, kind of a little bit does make sense to understand how the roster did not gel with each other. There was lack of chemistry, a lack of communication with the star players and the role players. And, Doc Rivers didn't do a good job of assigning the roles on the team. And pretty much it was a team that was just a sum of their parts. But in all sincerity, with due respect to the brothers that were debating about this, I don't believe that's going to happen. I don't believe that they're going to risk trading Kawhi Leonard for nothing. Now, I do believe that if if the Clippers feel like they're going to want to trade Kawhi Leonard for anything like the reasoning, you need to get another player with equal value to match what Kawhi brings to the table. You're not just give out Kawhi Leonard for just chump change. It's ridiculous, and it'd be an insult. Now, if you ask me, well, if you wanted to trade Kawhi, who would you want to trade him to? Well, there is one likely scenario I could see to be possible. If I were the general manager of the Clippers, if Kawhi is out to be traded, I would trade him to the Milwaukee Bucks and change for Giannis and Antetokounmpo, because you're Giannis is on the edge verge of ending his original deal with the Bucks. He's got 1 year left on his deal, and he's going to look for a max contract extension. If if you feel like Kawhi Leonard is not going to be the solution to their championship hopes, then it's worth mentioning that maybe you should take an opportunity to see what Giannis can do with the team, right? Or likely this way, put Paul George's name on the trade block and see how much value can you get out of him too. But I don't see that happening. I think that is it's just baseless rumors that I'm not believing at all, because the Clippers are not just going to go out and just trade, you trade both of them and risk breaking up the team with all the championship expectations that were pretty much levied on them when this team was assembled. It doesn't make any sense. And I don't believe that at all. I really don't. I think that what originally is going to happen is that Teron Lue is coming in there, and I actually like the hiring of Teron Lue in all honesty. Teron Lue was a very smart hire. To me, what has to happen is Teron Lue has to get the respect of the star players, and Teron Lue has a championship in 2016 with the Cavaliers. Regardless what people can say about it, he has a championship ring, so he has championship credibility. Plus, he has 2 championship rings as a player with the Los Angeles Lakers with Shaq and Kobe. So this man knows what championship level basketball is all about. So what has to happen is this: Teron Lue has to get in Paul George's face and say, "Listen, you have not played up to your superstar potential. You're capable of doing it, but you have not played like it, and it's shown in your last postseason appearances when you were in OKC and when you were with the Lakers. He also has to look at Kawhi Leonard dead in the eye and said, like, listen, Kawhi, are you more concerned about managing your minutes, or are you more worried about getting your team getting to practice, developing better relationships with your players, and also making sure that the chemistry is rock solid? Those are the things that Tyronn Lue has to do to try to make this team play to their potential. Do I believe that it could be possible? I do. I think it could be possible, but there is going to take a lot of work to get this done, and there isn't much window of time to really get things all sorted out. Because remember, the new NBA season. As I check this out real quick, start time for the NBA season. It's gonna actually gonna start in January 18th of next year. So listen, I really think right now, I think that the Clippers right now, they're gonna have to really look themselves in the mirror and really think about what we got to do to get this team to play up to their capabilities. All right. Now there have been some reports about Montrezl Harrell and Mo Williams, beefing or stuff like that, or just not happy about the attention that the star players are getting. Listen, unless there's a lot of validity to it, I'm not buying that either. Now, I do think that the chemistry was not as good as it could be, but I don't think they're on the verge of just like beefing with each other. I just don't believe that to be true at all. Now, like I said, if you want to break up the team now, you got to trade a star player with another star player of equal or even more value. All right, you're not going to just trade one of them for just jump change. But I think that that's I'm not questioning the validity of the survey that the survey article that the Athletic did. I think it's very valid, and I think that a lot of the sports agents had a very different opinions about the whole situation, and some of them know more about how the Clippers organization run through than a lot of us on the outside looking in. So there could be some bit of truth to that, but they just pretty much said we can't win with this team, all right, we're just gonna have to break this up entirely. Then I would understand that if there were 3 or 4 seasons down the line, like Lob City was, and they couldn't get the job done. But this is their very first season they played together, and they didn't play up to their capabilities in the playoffs. So next year, you know that the Clippers are gonna be on borrowed time. They're gonna have to prove that that basically that they are the team that they can beat, the team to beat in the Western Conference. Considering all the other teams that are going to be back into the mix, the Lakers, the Warriors are going to be back. Houston's still going to be in the mix. Dallas is going to be a future threat. Denver's going to be a future threat. Portland's always going to be a threat. It's not going to be easy, and the Clippers are going to have a lot of proving to do for next year if they're going to be championship caliber. So that's what I believe in this whole thing. I don't think that they're going to break up this team immediately. I say give them 3 or 4 more seasons. If they don't get them done within those years, then yes, break the team apart and start over. But I just don't think they're going to break it up right now. It's just far too early to do it, and I don't believe that to be possible at this particular point in time. Unless they make a big move to really shake this up, I just don't see that happening. So that's just my opinion on the whole thing. I know there's going to be a lot of brothers who are going to think about this a bit differently than me, but I'm very interested in what you guys think. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section.